movies at shop.tcm.com and Barnes & Noble DVD locations.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. My next Bob's pick for the night is one of Fred Astaire's least known, least shown musicals, one that was pretty much dismissed by the public when it came out in 1952, and one that Fred himself never really had much to say about, although in his autobiography, Fred did say he had a lot of fun making it. The movie is The Belle of New York, and seen today, it's hard to understand why it didn't click with the public. Could be because it has some elements of fantasy in it. In the early 50s, the public didn't often respond to fantasy in films. But maybe it looks better today because we don't have another Fred Astaire around, making 1 or 2 movies a year, as he did back then, which tended to let audiences take him for granted. But I think this movie is worth having a look at today, if only to see Fred teamed with one of his smoothest and most talented dance partners, Vera Ellen. It also gives Fred Astaire fans what we like best, and that's Fred in action dancing. And yeah, there's a full quota of that in this movie. Actually, some 40% of the film's running time is given to musical numbers. Now, producer Arthur Freed based it on an old turn-of-the-century Broadway hit, which then became a silent movie back in 1919. The basic storyline has to do with a playboy who falls for a Salvation Army lass, kind of shades of Guys and Dolls in here, and it was the Broadway success in 1950 of Guys and Dolls which made Arthur Freed finally jump into action after first having planned to do the story as far back as 1946, when he was going to have Fred Astaire and Judy Garland in it. When it finally did get the green light in 1952, Judy Garland was no longer under contract to MGM and not welcomed there, actually. But Fred had just had great results dancing with the ballet-trained Vera Ellen in the movie Three Little Words, so she stepped into the part, and with some bright new songs by Harry Warren and Johnny Mercer, the musical numbers just soar, quite literally, in this movie. The only way Fred Astaire could actually top his dancing on the ceiling routine from a movie he'd made the year before, 1951's Royal Wedding, was to dance on air, which is what he does in this movie, thanks to some very clever special effects. But the best number in the movie is a song called I Want to Be a Dancing Man, and that doesn't need any gimmicks. It's just Fred Astaire doing what he does best. So here he is, as the lyric says, leaving his footprints on the sands of time. Here's Fred Astaire in 1952, choreographed this time by Robert Alton, with a cast that also includes the indispensable Marjorie Main, also Keenan Wynn and Alice Pierce. Here's The Belle of New York.